Just yesterday, I was watching this movie Inside Out. It reminded me how our struggles and sufferings are just as important to our character building as our happiness. Today, let's talk about the law of contrast. Basically, it states that you cannot know light without the darkness. Just like the yin and yang symbol, which shows two halves of a circle, one light, the other one dark, and that the dark portion has some light in it, and the light portion has some darkness in it. Every darkness brings out a light in us. When we face our struggles, our character gets stronger. When we face failures, our intention to win becomes higher. This also has another side. Light attracts the darkness. Success brings with it some arrogance and fear of losing it. Comfort brings with it some complacency. God only allowed darkness to exist in the world so that light may shine. Moon shines the brightest on the darkest sky. Your struggles make up your mental muscles. I read a quote from a famous TV series. It goes like this: I asked God for courage. He gave me troubles to overcome. I asked Him for strength, and He gave me difficult situations to live. I asked Him for wisdom. He gave me problems to solve. When I asked for love, He sent me troubled people to help. How beautiful is that? You can't bring in your light without darkness. You'll never see the purpose of a storm unless you see the growth it produced. Sometimes it takes losing something you're settling for to get what you truly deserved. What looks like a rejection today may be a redirection to something beautiful. I want to share one incident from my past where I can vouch that it was divine power at play. I was appearing for an exam and I forgot to carry my calculator. And this was a paper which I tell you can't even solve one question without the calculator. And I realized that I'm missing my calculator only after reaching the examination hall. Man, I was so furious. I quickly called my dad who had came to drop me off. He was just about to leave the examination center. I called him up and told him to buy a calculator from the stationery shop nearby. Until he came back with a new calculator, I was so furious at God, literally scolding him for almost making me fail my exam. Now fast track to after the exam. When I went back home, I went straight into my room and found out my old calculator lying on the desk. I checked it and realized that it was not working. It had drained its battery. A surprised laughter came out my mouth as tears rolled down my cheeks. I thanked God for making me forget my calculator at home. Had I not forgotten it, I wouldn't have even realized that it wasn't working until I started writing my exam. Had I even realized forgetting it on the way, I would have probably come back home to collect it instead of buying a new one. And this would have gotten me late to the examination center. So he did the best thing he could do for me. He made me forget my calculator at home and made me realize it only on reaching the center. At which point the only option left to me was to buy a new one. God uses our problems to inspire the strength in us. He uses rejection to redirect our intention on the right path. He uses struggle to bring out that horsepower He has already embedded in us. Don't blame your problems or struggles for suppressing you. They are the ones who brought out that power in you. If God ever wanted you to play small, He would give you comfort zone. If He broke that friendship, it was probably fake and you needed to believe that you're strong by your own. If you got rejected at some place, He is already fixing up your chair at some other dinner table. If no one offered to help you, it's probably God making sure that nobody else steals your credit. God knows what you need. He is just really creative with the packaging. He delivers the ingredients to success in the form of failure. He delivers strength in other people's refusal to help you. He delivers love in form of thanks from someone you helped out. I'll tell you one more story here which I heard a few years back. One time, there was this guy who just loved his dog. One day that dog went missing and the guy went crazy. He drove around the town looking for the dog. Finally dejected, he went to a park where, to his surprise, he found a girl walking his dog. When he reached out, he found out that that girl found his dog on some road, and before going to the police station to report, she brought him to the park to play with him a little. After that incident, they kept in touch, and soon enough, they started dating. Life moved forward, and they were having a great time together. One day, they had a terrible argument. The guy, in his anger, left the apartment and went out for a drive. On the way, he met with an accident. He was taken to the hospital. When he woke up a few days later, the nurse told him about his injuries. While he was cursing his bad luck, the nurse told him that when he was taken for an MRI, they found out a tumor in his brain. The kind which is generally only detected at its last stage, when it is untreatable. But because of the accident, he had to be taken to the MRI and they were able to find it out sooner. And in the surgery, they had taken out a tumor. So from this story, you see that whatever the guy must be translating as bad incidents in his life, like losing the dog, argument with his girlfriend, the accident, they were all actually responsible for bringing in the good things in his life. So don't curse your bad phase. First of all, it's just a phase. You'll be able to enjoy that happiness even more because you would have felt the pain of that bad phase. Just like you seem to enjoy your good health so much more after recovering from a bad cold. Even the dawn, which is not as bright as the noon time, looks more pleasant because it comes after the darkest hour of the night. So if you're having a bad day, just relax. God knows what He's doing. And trust me, He's packing up something really nice to come.